Welcome.
welcome to the call.
Dave
Come
from
on, guys.
Texas.
All right, Texas in the house. Let's go. Where
Dr. Rob.
my West Coast people at? Ain't nobody wake them up.
Yeah.
Who else is that?
Dr. Rob.
Good morning to you from
Dr.
Gail and
Roz,
Free.
welcome.
Gail.
Free,
What's up,
welcome to
Gail?
the call.
Grand Rising, Regina in Chicago.
Good
Welcome to the call,
morning.
Miss Regina.
Good morning.
YGT in Maryland.
Uh,
YGT.
Raji T, Maryland. Okay, now let's rock and roll. Okay, you guys coming in. Let's send out these last minute text messages. Wake your team up. Tell them the Mojo call is in full effect. Let's go. Let's go.
Helen Stewart Brooks, Millville, Indiana.
The main
Welcome,
thing,
Indiana.
get it finished. We're always nice to talk to you. I look forward to
Welcome to the
seeing you every morning.
Mike from New York.
welcome to the
Hey,
call,
Mike.
New York.
Bobby, Texas. Calling from Maryland.
Texas.
Mike on the Cape.
Pennsylvania in the house.
Welcome to the call, Pennsylvania.
Victor Andrews, Houston, Texas.
What's
Texas
up,
in the house.
Victor?
On my way to you too.
All righty.
Oh,
Where
It's
you
Anita
gonna
from
be?
Chi-Town.
Welcome to the call, Chi-Town. See here.
All right.
we got
Julius,
2 minutes. We got 2 minutes, everybody.
Julius, you can hit us with some good morning music. Where you at, Julius?
Okay.
You still there?
Yeah, ready. I'm here.
Yes, let's get the bouncing
See,
around here. Let's start these people mornings off right as they tell us who they are. Welcome to this call.
let's
Welcome
rock
to the
it
call,
out. Let's
guys.
rock it out.
Welcome to the Monday morning Mojo call. We got to get something around with that. I got to figure it out.
I need a DJ. I need a Monday morning DJ. So
We
you want to put an
said we were
application?
going to get a DJ. We have to have that
If,
conversation.
if you want
Set
to put in
that
applications, we accepting applications.
for DJ.
I'm accepting applications. They got to be vetted by none other than Kirk Coran and Big John. If Big John starts dancing, you get the job. If Big John don't start dancing, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Wake up, rise and shine. Julia's got the grind. John's got the time. Millions on the climb. Kirk's got that fire, burning with desire. Set the bar higher. No one getting tired. Mojo back in style. Walk that Monday mile. Step into your power. This is our hour. Feel the beat in your heart. Got that fresh new start. Every day a new part. Living it like art. Shake off all the blues, no more time to lose. Lace up those shoes, gonna light the fuse. Mojo back in style, walk that Monday mile. Step into your power, this is our hour.
All right, it's 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. somewhere else. It is 7 a.m. and it's 5 p.m. somewhere else. What you think, Big John?
I think it's 8 a.m. down here, but it's a little hot, man. It's a little hot down here. I see everybody with their hoodies on and talking about it's winter time, and that's not what I'm feeling.
We all gonna move right next door to you.
Sorry about that.
Can we mute everybody?
I don't mind going out.
Can we mute everybody? Who's on the controls
We're
here?
gonna have to unmute.
You got me. Well, you know what? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Monday morning Mojo call. It's another day, but it's the start of a great day and a great week and a great month and a great lifetime for a lot of people, right? It's when we all come together, but as individuals, it's when we set our minds, right? I always say, and I have it written down here, where you put your focus is where you'll find your fortune. I can tell you now, I don't know if anybody was on the Sunday night call last night. Mike Karczewski lit it up. He talked about belief. In this world, no matter what we do, if we don't believe in something, we'll never move forward. We'll make excuses, a lot of excuses, right? How do you like it when you invite somebody to something and they say, you know what? You know what, John? I'll try. I'll try to get there. I'll try to make it. I'll try to get on that call. You know what that means to me? You ain't going. You ain't showing up. And this is something I want to talk about. Having, you heard Jim Rohn, Julius was playing it, having a sense of urgency. So if you put your focus, you'll find your fortune. It's as simple as that with this opportunity. Here's what I will tell you. This company will not fail. What they have in place right now will not fail. What they have coming in the announcements, we're all going to hear in less than 2 weeks, is life-changing. And here's what I mean by life-changing. Having the ability to live life on your terms. I don't know about any of you. I want to live life on my terms. I want to wake up when I want to wake up. I want to go where I want to go, when I want to go, no matter how much it costs. I want to leave a legacy for my wife, my kids, my grandkids, and their kids. See, I couldn't do that with a job. I couldn't do it owning my business based out of New Jersey. Yeah, I made money. I was in the hamster wheel of life, like most business owners are. But yeah, I'm all fired up. I'm jacked up. You heard Ed Kenny speak last night, how excited he is. You know, talking with Michael Falquist 3-4 times a week, strategizing how hard the corporate team has been working behind the scenes 7 days a week, 16, 18 hours a day. You know who they're doing it for? They're doing it for us. Imagine having a vehicle, no matter where you came from, no matter how old you are, right? No matter if you never had success before. Imagine having a vehicle right now that if you put your foot down on the gas pedal and you put your focus, an abstract focus, on building a team and helping other people win, that you can have all of that. So I'm all fired up. Julius, Kirk, somebody's got to give me a minute to breathe because I'm jacked up, bro.
Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, John, 11 days away from the big event. You know, Empower it's our celebration for the year's work. And, you know, this is really going to be the first one because they're going to have keynote speakers, awards, recognition. It's just going to be at a whole nother level than what we've experienced in the past. And that's exciting in itself. You know, I was thinking about, I'm not a big baseball fan, but, you know, obviously people are raving about this World Series that just just finalized with the Dodgers winning the World Series, and the celebration is exactly how we all feel when we get to this convention and they start rolling out announcements, and it's just exciting. So, and in saying that, people are going through the journey, John. I remember the early days, you and I getting on the phone every day, talking about where we were at, where we were going. And, we all want to be farther along than we are, but you just keep your head down, keep working, keep flipping the cards, as you say, and people appear, things appear in your life that you never saw coming. And as long as you're putting in the effort, good things will happen. Now, I can't worry about those who come and go. We always say, if you want to be successful in this business, be here a year from now. There's a journey, there's a process. It's up and down, but the ups and the downs are, insignificant in the big picture. If you just go through this journey with an even keel, not expecting too much either way. It's how you can forge on when things get frustrating for you. And everyone goes through it. You've gone through it, I've gone through it. And, in saying so, I think really where we're at with this company, I can't sleep. I can't sleep. I'm struggling to sleep knowing that we have something coming to an industry that hasn't changed in 100 years that's going to impact all of our lives for a long, long time. And it's not just about making the money. It's truly about the future of the company that I'm talking about. We are on a rocket ship. We're working our way up the blade of that hockey stick. And I don't know, John, maybe mid 26, we're gonna hit that elbow and it's just gonna shoot up like nothing we ever imagined. And that's what keeps me awake at night. And I see
No,
all these people that are, from all, look at somebody like Portia Lyons. This woman could have made excuses
yeah,
because she lives on Long Island.
yeah.
And this woman is driving to New Jersey, driving to DC. She is making it happen. She's not waiting for it to happen. She's not waiting for it to come to Long Island. She's making it happen for her family. And that's just one example. We can go on, but she just threw up a heart and it made me think about just what she's doing in this, what an incredible story she's building. And that's what this is about. It's about the stories. What
Well,
say you?
you know what, Kirk, and it's so true about a beautiful woman like Portia Lyons, right? Inside and out, everything she says, there's never negativity. There's always that soft voice of positivity. And another one, I'll remember, we were going back, and I was on the phone with Dennis Hobson and Greg Bell and Tracy McNeil, and we're talking about doing a meeting. And I said to Lynette, I called Lynette up, spur of the moment. I said, Lynette, would you come out to Ohio and do a presentation? She didn't say where in Ohio. She didn't ask where. She didn't say when. You know what she said? Absolutely, Big John. See, when you have somebody that really gets it, they know there's a journey, excuse me, ahead of them, right? They know there's going to be a price to pay. You heard Mike talk about it last night, Mike K. There's always a price to pay, but let me tell you this. The reward, see, once you get it in you, you can't get it out. You know your destination. It's only a matter of time, right? Lynette, let's get Lynette on. Lynette, how
Yes.
come? Good morning, sunshine. Lynette,
Morning.
how come you never waver? You're a businesswoman. I believe a lot of people know your past history to success, right?
Right.
You had to get really uncomfortable from if I remember correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, you grew up living in a small bedroom in your grandmother's basement. Would I be correct in
That's it.
saying that?
That is correct. You remember.
Yeah, I got a world-class memory,
I
Lynette.
see.
Yeah, I got a photographic memory in my
He does
mind.
have a very good memory. I will tell you
I
that.
see. Oh
But
my gosh.
so Lynette, how did you get from that young girl
Yeah.
living in your grandma's basement trying to find her way? How did you get to living in that big beautiful house outside Chicago and to where you're at today, driving the fancy cars and being more importantly, being the person with the big heart that you are, Lynette?
I had a good role model, just like Mike Kerchesky did. It was my grandmother. She was my awesome role model. She cleaned houses for doctors, like Mike Kerchesky said. I think he said his grandmother cleaned, his grandfather, someone cleaned for individuals as well. But she never wavered as well. She always had a huge heart, but she took care of everyone. She went to work every single day. And when I tell you that I had the best role model that I could possibly, God gave me, actually. And that's because she worked so hard and she owned property and she only had a sixth grade education.
Mm.
And I recall taking my grandmother to the bank and I'm going, this woman only had a sixth grade education. How does she have this kind of money? I was so shocked. I said, you mean to tell me you did all of that with a sixth grade education and you're paying for me to go to private school so that
Wow.
I could become better than that? Oh, I
Oh,
cannot disappoint. And that's what it comes down to, right, Big John? And so that's what I say, you borrow someone's vision. I borrowed my grandmother's vision for myself and her vision for her grandchildren was huge. And that's what I did. And you guys' vision for what we have is huge. And Mike, Michael Falquist's vision for what he has for this company is absolutely mind blowing and huge. And that's what we all have to do. We all have to lean into that vision. And that's how I continue to just keep going forward. When everyone told me no, not just not in network marketing, told me no in business.
mm.
And when everyone told me I wouldn't make it in business and I should just quit and I should just leave this alone and I should do things different. Yes, I could have done some things different and it probably would have for pushed me and propelled me forward, but I still was able to get to a large place that I had never been, a large space that I've never been, tables I had never imagined myself sitting at. So, no, you keep going. You keep pushing forward because what Mike said last night, it really hit home when he said, you know what? There are going to be moments that you're going to want to be at certain tables. And Ed Kenny said you want to keep going forward till you hit that partner. Do not stop moving until you hit partner. And I was listening to gosh, what is his name? Oh my gosh. We always listen to him. Ah,
Jim Rohn?
Jim Rohn?
not the other one. I can't believe I can't remember his name right now. Bowen, what is his name? The short, dark skinned guy. He's very famous for network marketing, very wealthy in
Les
network marketing.
Brown?
No,
No, not
no, Holton Bugs.
Holton
Holton
Bugs. That's
Bugs.
his name.
Holton
Holton
Bugs.
Bugs. Holton Bugs. And I was listening to Holton Bugs the other day, and he said, well, last weekend, he just said, you know what, guys, you got to keep your hands on the pump. Just keep pumping. Just keep pumping. Just keep pumping. Just keep sharing the opportunity. Don't stop sharing it. Just keep your hands on the pump. He said, even when I thought I made it, I still kept my hands on the pump. And I was like, oh, that's huge. So that a lot of us miss that. We do. We think, oh, we hit this position, we take our hands off the pump. You
Yeah,
can
yeah.
never take your hands off the pump. And I said, ah, and I played it for my team. I said, guys, listen to this. We can't stop. We have to keep going. We have to keep exposing. We have to keep telling people about this. So it's exciting. I seen the mayor this weekend, and listening to what they just did in the state of Illinois is crazy. They just passed a law that they're going to add another line item that's going to be a charge to every person that has ComEd, and all of us have ComEd in the Chicagoland area, and some people have Ameren in the other parts of the state. They're going to put another line item on our electricity bills to pay for some more things to come. That's going to come probably, what, 5-7 years from now?
And
But we got to
and
start paying for it right
and,
away.
and you know what, Lynette, I appreciate your story because you are just a warrior, right? You're a warrior. We'll call you the warrior princess, if that's all right with Milton. But and you are that because you know what, Lynette, even things are not going your way, you never waver.
No.
You got a poker face, right? You need a poker face in this business if you're going to make it to the top of the mountain. And speaking of the general, I want to bring Milton on, somebody that really inspires me, right? Every time I speak to him, because he's always jacked up. He's always on cloud nine. And I believe that's the reason so many people follow Milton, because he never complains, right? In this business, if you got a problem, bitch to your upline. Bitch to me, bitch to Kirk, bitch to Mike, bitch to the Kenny brothers, right? But Milton, you're a leader of leaders, And we love you, brother. What do you got to say this morning?
Hey, brother, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, man.
I apologize. My video isn't on. I'm getting ready for a big meeting, but I definitely wanted to make sure I showed up on the Mojo call. But got to give it back to all my co-hosts, Lynette, Julius, Kirk, yourself, Big John, and just excited, man. Just going out, doing what it takes in order to put points on the scoreboard, like getting ready for this big meeting. And I talked about it last night. It's about being intentional and understanding that if it's to be, it's up to me. And always blaming yourself for your success or for your failure. So if you feel that you're not making the money and think energy that you want to make, good. That means it's your fault. That means you need to make adjustments and do something different. If you feel that you are doing what you need to do and making the money you want to make, good. It's your fault and continue to do what you're doing. But you gotta be intentional. You gotta go after it and you gotta sacrifice. That's the last thing I'll leave you all with. You have to be willing to give up something in order to go up. And a lot of people are not willing to give up in order to go up. I give up so much, people have no idea. It could be sleep, it could be I don't watch TV. I was having a conversation with a good brother of mine, and this is not to make anyone feel any type of way, so I don't want nobody to take offense to what I'm about to say, but I was talking to a brother of mine, like I think that was either yesterday, I believe. And he was saying how he wanted to have more success and think energy and different things like that. And I asked him, I said, "Well, what are you willing to give up, man?" And anyone who knows me, they know I love my team, but I'm a very direct person. I'm very, what should I say? I'm very aggressive because I want everyone to win, and I'm about putting points on the scoreboards and winning championships. And I let them know, I say, hey, I love you, right, brother? And you called me and asked me for how you can get to the next level and what you may be doing. I said, well, one thing I see that you do a lot, every time I come over your house, even every time we on the Zoom, you got the TV going. And, and he had to really think about it. I mean, every time the TV going, we on the Zoom, and he looking up at the TV. I'm like, bro, like I can already tell off back that you really don't understand what it takes to really be successful. Any extra time that you have, if you want to make the type of money you say you want to make, you're going to have to really dedicate it to this business and not to this doggone TV. I can't tell you the last time I watched TV, and I'm not saying everybody has to go my route. I can't say that you need to go my route, right? But I can tell and Big John and all of us know this, the type of income that we've been blessed to earn in this industry, most people will not earn, right? Because they're not willing to sacrifice. But it may not be TV for you. It may be food. It may be liquor. It may be whatever. I don't know. But you got to realize that you're going to have to give some stuff up if you're going to be successful. And a lot of people are not willing to do that. So when you're willing to sacrifice, you're willing to be intentional, you're willing to put points on the scoreboard, stop blaming people on why you're not successful, that's when you go to the next level. So I'm excited, and I'm going to keep sacrificing. I'm just going to keep doing what I know needs to be done. And before you know it, like you say, we don't quit. We'll all be at the finish line. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Milton. We appreciate you, brother. Looking forward to seeing you in Texas. I don't know if you're going to be wearing a cowboy hat. I don't know what kind of outfit you got coming in for that Friday night Western wear. I can't, but nobody outdoes Milton, right? Whether you're dressing, speaking, showing up in limos, celebrating your team. And yeah, happy to have you, brother. Kirk, is Julius available? I know he was taking
What's up, everybody? What's up?
There he is.
Where's JR? JR!
Right here. Look.
What up, JR?
Look.
There he
Great
is.
day, JR.
Superstar.
Look, 10,000 people he reformed in front of in the last 7 days, and he's getting up and going to school. So people talk about they can't get up and get it done. I don't want to hear it. But last night I had a call with my leaders, and I had the compensation plan up, and I told them, I said, the compensation plan don't matter if you don't know why you're doing this. If you don't know why you're getting up and you're doing what you got to do, and you're focusing, you got to understand why you're doing it, because right now there's 42 million people that didn't get their benefits. There's another 100, 200,000 got laid off from big companies in the country. The government is shut down. And look, everybody can talk about anything you want, but here's what I said to my leaders last night. I'm sorry, I want you all to know that all those millions of people being impacted, all this is happening, but every one of them will figure out how to pay electric bill. And this is a real conversation, because at some point, Big John, we don't talk about the real stuff and what we have in our hands, but everybody wants to get the check every week. And Many times I told them, I said, y'all, you guys have shown up for yourself, shown up to manage people at offices for 10, 20 years. You know, shown up to work and build somebody else's company. You know, showed up to your government job for 20 years, did the same thing. But all I'm asking you to do is show up for yourself. Show up for yourself. Show up in Dallas for yourself. Show up for yourself. Because here's the thing is that I know my why. I know my why. I get to look at it every day. Milton talked about TV. JR, how many TVs we got in our house? We don't have no TVs. Ain't no TV. What TV we got now? What TV? Tell me the TV we got now. Oh yeah, right. Because there's no TVs in our house. Because
that was a trick question, Jules.
Right, exactly. You know, and so the thing is that you got to really know your why and what you're doing this for, because we can go over the comp plan. We can show the comp plan and how to make $1 million, but it don't matter if you're not willing to do what it takes for yourself. And we talked to, you know, we had a great call last night because, you know, I said it's really simple. 5-3-5 is a foundation. You build 5 foundations, you build a fortune. It's real easy. It's real easy. And then, you know, I told my team, you know, you look at that, right? You look at that basic concept. 5-3-5 is a foundation. You build 5 foundations, you got a fortune. And then we went into code 24. You tell your leaders, hey, you need 24 customers to go sing your partner. So what happens then? That's when you have wealth. It's very easy, but you have to know why you're doing this, because it's not going to feel good some days. It's not gonna be all happy every day. It's not going to be that somebody's going to get in every day. Holidays are coming. People are gonna have excuses. And people talking about why they can't get to Dallas. I'm sorry, but if you know that right now the millions of people who are unemployed, but they're all gonna pay for your business. They're gonna pay that bill and pay you every single month. They're gonna be in foreclosure and pay an electric bill. But you done got up, you done went to that job, and you done went to that job for 10 years, and they gave you a slip that you was laid off. I got a friend who got a master's degree in technology, got a cybersecurity certification, got an artificial intelligence certification, and got laid off from a job at Amazon after 8 years. But he's still gonna pay his electric bill. But he couldn't get in my business. He couldn't tell me. He couldn't join my business. Julius, what are you doing? You're an engineer. Why are you doing? Because I know that my business is gonna last past what's happening in Wall Street, and it's gonna last past what's happening in the White House. Because guess what? Everybody's gonna pay for a commodity no matter what's happening in their life. So when you laugh, because Julius, how you're a business guy, how you doing that? Because you're gonna pay it every month. And so now you calling me a year and a half after you done told me no, asking me how can I get you another job. I got a job. I got a spot in Dayton. I have a job for everyone, guys. And guys, I'm passionate this morning. Please don't be offended. You know, listen, man. I just know what we have, and I know what's coming. So if you're on this call, if you're brand new, here's what I'm telling you. I don't care what you have to do. Get to Dallas, Texas.
That's right.
If you have to drive, drive.
Yep.
But do what you have to do to get to Dallas, Texas, because no matter what you're going through, I promise you that sometimes you got to be in the room where it happens.
Yep.
All
Well,
right,
listen.
guys, that's it, guys.
Hey, Jules, hey, before I got to get JR, man. I got to get, no, really, man. You're sitting next to a young man that I love, man. Ever since I met little JR, and then to hear about his success being a lead on MJ the Musical on Broadway, right? Winning that spot, earning that spot, and then to go over to the Lion King. I want to talk to little Simba, man. That's who I want to talk to. Little Simba, what do you got to say to everybody this morning, JR?
I'd say just like the failure helps you succeed. Right. Because you always need a problem and you learn from it to get to the spot that you want to. Because you can't just get everything that you want. You have to work, you have to iterate, go over and over and over and over again just to get something that you want. Or if you want like perfect, maybe the biggest thing, just go, like, don't just like, don't like just say, I'm about to do this and everything is about to happen. You have to iterate and say, this is my first time I do this. Let me try a tiny thing, like let me tweak this, or let me just let me just like work through this type of thing. But always like iterate. Don't just do it and say it's done.
Well,
Love it, JR.
Thank you, little man. And Uncle Big John will be coming up to see you perform around the holidays. And then we're going to go out and have a nice big steak dinner. All right?
Gotcha.
Or whatever he likes.
Or whatever he likes.
So,
So,
and guys,
John.
hey, look, Big John, I want to say this because, you know, JR gets notes every day, right? So after the show, all the leaders from Lion King guys right now plays in 26 countries around the world. But he keeps talking about iterate, right? And I think it's a great example because sometimes people in our business think it's supposed to be perfect the first time. And every night from some of the most talented people in the world, he gets notes of how to make the show better every night, right? And so sometimes we got to iterate. And he says it all the time. He's like, hey, Dad, just got to iterate. I got to keep getting better. You know, every show, 2,000 people every night. And sometimes I think we get in the business and think it's supposed to be perfect the first time.
Yep.
And you know, we got to go through the cycle, man. We got to keep pumping. I think Lynette said you got to keep pumping, and you know, to watch my 11-year-old get better every day. Like, man, you guys got excuses. I'm sorry, I don't have an excuse. I got 11-year-old that's working every night, 10,000 people a week, and he's trying to get better. So why should we think that we're supposed to come and think energy and make $1 million overnight?
Hey, Julius, for everybody to really understand, this young man sitting next to you, this handsome little guy, what does his schedule look like? For instance, this week, he goes to school, right? You're driving him to a regular school now, but how does it, tell us his daily schedule. And I want to see how,
Man.
yeah.
I don't think they're ready for that, John. I don't think they're ready. They not ready for your schedule. So JR homeschooled all the way up to this year. Okay, so JR could get up at 10 o'clock, and then he would homeschool. But this year he said, I want to go to in-person school, and we were like, JR, are you sure? Because you don't get home till 10 o'clock at night. So JR goes to the theater 6 nights a week, 8 shows a week. So he will go to school in the morning. He had to be at school at 8:30, right? We run a little late. Got to be at school at 8:30. He gets picked up from school at 3:30. We stay in the city. We go get something to eat from 3:30 and do some homework from 3:30 to 5:45, which is his call time for the theater. He's got to be at the theater at 5:45. He goes in, hair, makeup, to get ready for a 7 o'clock show. He does a 7 o'clock show that's over at 9:30. He gets out at 9:30. By the time we get something to eat and everything else, we're home by 10:30. By the time he winds down, take a shower, everything else, check additional homework, he's in the bed by 11. And then we're back up at 7 o'clock the next morning.
Wow. I mean, can anybody on this Zoom right now give me
That's impressive.
one excuse? Give me one excuse why you can't blow this business up if you put the focus where it needs to be. JR, we love you. I can't wait to see you on stage. Yeah, you're amazing, man. You're an inspiration, and no excuses. I mean, really, no excuses whatsoever.
Yeah, so, you can't listen to that schedule, John, and make any excuses, because here he is, 11 years old, and he's got dreams. And you know, the beauty of the youth is that you can continue to dream. You know, most of us come out of school and we fall in line. We've all been programmed to go get a job, get that consistent paycheck and just settle into the hamster wheel of life. And when you see an opportunity like this, everybody wants immediate gratification, and it doesn't work that way. You got to put your head down, put in the work, continue to move forward, reaching your arm back for others that want to come along for the ride. And, JR is a perfect example. He knows that he has to continue to get better. We all have to continue to get better. So stop making excuses. I love what Milton said about TV, John. You and I talked about this before. I was a football and NASCAR fanatic. Every weekend, all my friends are at my house. We're having parties, watching football games, sitting around, eating, and that was the norm. And when I got into this industry, I realized that, time is so valuable. And in order to buy it back, you have to pay a price. I gave up everything, and everything Julius and Mike Karcheski have talked about the last 2 days. That was me. I was in the softball league. I played weekend flag football, and I watched sports all day, every day. And, I think about how much time was wasted. Everybody on here has time. They just need to determine what that is. And I've said this a lot, and I'm going to leave you with this. I don't know if this is my nugget, John, but, your why is your reason, not your excuse. When I call somebody and say, "Hey, are you going to make the meeting tonight?" No, I can't. I'm going to hang out with my kids. It's hard to give them grief about that, but understanding I want you to be able to hang out with them every day for the rest of your life. Parents used to ask, why were Trish and I at all of our kids' events? Because of this industry, we were able to buy our time back. And, I just listened to this 11-year-old man talk about, his dreams and his goals and his commitment. And I think this is a perfect time for people to self-reflect. If people did what I do every day, what kind of team would I have? Ask yourself that.
Yeah.
If people did what you do every day, what kind of team would you have? I know what I do every day. I know what you do every day, John. I know what all the leaders in this business, and somebody like Lynette trying to live up to her grandmother's standard, unbelievable. Because yes, I'm sure she was told to go get a job and work for somebody else. And when you tell your family that you're starting a business, they think you're crazy. They want you to fall in line, get that job, get that steady paycheck. And I'm not belittling jobs. We all have to have them, at least to start. But this can help you buy that time back. And, I'm excited, John. We have Empower Hour tonight. Let's not forget about that. And I have the privilege of being a special guest on the Women of Think tomorrow night. So we have a big week ahead of us. I'm excited about it. And I'll turn it back to you, man.
Well, listen, Nugget, we don't want to run over too long. Want to be mindful of everybody's time. We appreciate this many people hopping on a Monday morning. It tells us about everyone's commitment, right? Milton Burt, can we get a nugget from you, please?
Yeah, yes, and I just love everything. And man, Julie is so proud of your son and what you and his mother's been able to do. He's just absolutely amazing. But I mean, we hit on it. The main nugget, sacrifice. What are you willing to give up in order to go up? You heard what Julius said. He asked his son. He said, "How many TVs we have in the house?" He couldn't even tell him, right? So we understand that that's very big because again, you have to be willing to take the little time that you do have, especially if you work a 9 to 5, and you have to be able to, like Kirk said, buy your time back. So it's never that you don't have time. It's just that it's just not a priority. That's all. That's just really like what I told my brother. Man, please, it's just not a priority. So we can't cash them excuses you make. Okay, but again, I'm not gonna be as rough on this call as I am with them. But anyway, we gonna keep it nice on this call. But at the end of the day, man, go out and win, man. That's what it's about. It's about winning championships. It's about putting points on the scoreboard. It's about changing people's lives and making sure that your children, your family can look up up and say, man, like you all said about Lynette said about her grandmother and Mike said about his father, like you want your people to be able to look at you as the role model, not searching for other people on TV or other people. You want to go out, do what it takes to win, and that's going to take laser focus. It's going to take sacrifice. It's going to take perseverance. You got to persevere, and I promise you, you will be successful. So those are my nuggets. Thank you very much.
Milton, thank you, brother. Julius Weems, can we get a nugget from you if you're still in the car?
Yes, yeah. Jr. just got out and he said, Daddy, you sounded angry. I said, no, son. I said, I just don't want people to struggle. I don't want people to struggle when they have a vehicle in their hand. And he says, wow. He says, thank you for that. And I just want to share with you guys that, you really gotta, you make sacrifices to do great things. And he said to me the other night, he says, Dad, I know you're trying to go partner. And if you can't pick me up as much, I understand. It was hilarious. And my wife said, you got to do what you got to do. And I said, JR, I said, all the choices I made before in my life and the ones I make now, and to all of you, every choice you've made, good or bad, has gotten you to the point you are. So if you're not where you want to be at, you got to evaluate the choices. And as you move forward, November 3rd, you have to look at to say, what choices am I going to make? And I'm going to be honest with you guys. It starts with the micro choices. And why I'm pushing everybody to get to Dallas is because sometimes people say, so nobody forces you to a place where you're uncomfortable, you're never going to go where the success is. And that's what we just got to do. We got to go places that aren't comfortable, because comfort is where poverty lives. I'm sorry. Comfort is where, if you're not being stretched, you're living in a space where, somebody asked me the other day, I said, how do you make it all work? I said, I make it all work because I know that it's going to be uncomfortable every day. It's going to be uncomfortable every single day, because if I'm not getting better, if I'm not learning more. So if you're comfortable, I'm sorry, you're not being stretched. And I'm spiritual guy. God never meant for you to be comfortable if he's trying to take you somewhere new, if he's trying to give you more. God never meant for it to be comfortable. So if you're building this business and it's comfortable and you're not growing, you got to step back and evaluate, do I really want to have success where I can have freedom? For me, guys, and for my family and for you, it's about freedom. It's about being able to not miss the years 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 with my son. Like, because parents miss it every day. Your kids spend 40 hours a week with people that they don't know. And, I get to take my son to school, pick him up. We sit down and that's my why. But why do you want this so bad that you're going to change? So, guys, that's my nugget for the day. Go out and be great, and go out and be uncomfortable. Make one more call. Talk to one more person that was on your chicken list. Do one more reach out to the person that you're afraid to. But be uncomfortable, because comfort is where poverty lives. I'm sorry.
Well, Julius, thank you. We love you, brother. And I just want to tip my hat to you and your beautiful wife. To have a son, right? We know the apple never falls too far from the tree. And man, you got to be the proudest parents in the world, man.
In the
And
world,
I love you guys, and I give you all the credit in the world, man. And we thank you for being here with us in this Think movement. Lynette Roberts, can we get a nugget from you, please?
Oh, absolutely. I want to just give it back to all of you guys. And JR is amazing. Every woman wants a son like JR. Definitely 100%. Just amazing. You guys have done a great job with him, Julius. Milton hit it on the head, as well as Kirk and Big John, Julius. And I must tell you guys, we do. We have to keep the vision in front of us. We have to write our goals down. And I always tell my team, we got to work backwards from our goals. So if your goal today is to expose what Mike Kirchesky say, two away keeps poverty away. So if your goal is to expose two people today, every night before you go to bed, maybe you could write those 5 names down. And out of those 5 names, maybe two of those people you're able to catch and actually expose properly. And if you're able to expose those two people, you're just showing them a video. You're just asking them, listen, when do you have time to give me 10 minutes of your time? I just need 10 minutes. And you just call them and you ask them for that favor. Give me 10 minutes and they say yes, I have 10 minutes. Give me at 3 o'clock. Catch me. We got to set our alarms. We got to call that person at 3 o'clock, and we got to expose them to the business. And if we can do that twice a day, it's going to keep the poverty away. And that's what it comes down to, just us exposing. So guys, I'll see you in convention for sure. I hope everyone on this call has their ticket, and I look forward to meeting with you. If you don't have somewhere to stay or somewhere to go or to be with while we're in convention, guess what? There's a lot of people on here who have hotel rooms. They're looking for people. Reach out to those
That's right.
individuals, right? So bunk up with somebody. Ask somebody. I know people wouldn't mind somebody sleeping on a couch with them. We're not going to be in a room. So it's not like you're going to do anything but sleep. So if you got to, cut your costs by that way, there's some people getting Airbnbs. Let's not make an excuse. Let's make it to convention. Trust me, I have had to do that. I've slept on the floor for a convention for ACN before back in year 2000. So I remember that. And it's okay. Trust me and believe me. It's okay to go after your dreams. And that's what I want to tell you today. My nugget is it's okay to dream and it's okay to go after your dreams. You have permission. I promise you, give yourself permission. It's okay.
Lynette, thank you. Thank you. You're amazing, Lynette, and you're a great addition to this Monday Morning Mojo call, and
Thank
we're
you, Big
proud
John.
to have you. Let me leave everybody on this note. Many years ago, not that many years ago, let me rephrase that. I didn't have the confidence to believe I was more. Okay, I didn't. I was a strong dude, didn't take no guff from anyone. But when it came to things and following through on things, I always took the easy path. And I made that excuse that we all throw up there in front of us. And there came a point in time I met my beautiful wife, Lella. She gave me courage because she was a determined woman, a strong woman. And she invoked courage in me to be better and be the person that I could be. And, from that point on, I said, I don't want to live like this anymore. I don't want to be an excuse maker anymore. I don't want to follow the flow of traffic anymore. I want to change my life. And I'm proud to say that through a lot of disappointments, through a lot of rejections, through a lot of falling flat on my face, I made it to the other side. And that's why I came into this opportunity, is because I know that if I could do it, you could do it too. I know that if you follow the path of the leaders, you will get there too. But it comes to making a big decision. And that decision is to throw any excuses, any obstacles that we all put before us, throw them out the window. Because here's what's going to happen. We know too much already. We know this company will not fail. And you know what? If you stop now and you make excuses now and you don't follow through now or you quit now, this company and this opportunity will haunt you. It'll haunt you for the rest of your life. Because you're going to see people on this Zoom that take this and run with it and overcome the rejection, overcome the disappointment, and become successful for the rest of their life. So when you get off here, when you get off this Zoom right now, look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what do you want? And then realize you too will deserve what's coming your way. Thank you, everybody. Have a blessed day. Hop on the State of the Company call tonight. Music, Lynette? We got music, Julius? Anybody? We got music? I'm ready to dance, man.
Good
I'm
call,
ready to
Joe.
dance. Uh-oh. What's going on?
Oh boy.
Uh-oh, Big John, I got
Oh, Don's
I
getting
need
rowdy.
music, though. I got the palm trees. All right, no music.
You got
Have a
palm trees.
Have a blessed day, everybody.
Gotta share.
Make it your best day. Make it the start the start. Forget about what you did yesterday or what you didn't do yesterday. Make it your best day moving forward. God bless. Have a blessed day.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.